What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Oh, welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleazebomb. Today is the last ranking day, so my tight ends, wide receivers, kickers, running backs, quarterbacks, those are all out. This is going to be my top 10 kickers and defenses, plus a streamer, and I'm going to talk a little DFS play of why I like them as cheap plays if you guys do DFS as well. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, smash that subscription. All the support's appreciated. I'll be bringing you fantasy football content, the best possible out there to help you guys dominate your fantasy football leagues weekly, yearly. Get that trophy by the end. And if you guys have any comments, questions, does not have to pertain to this video, make sure you drop them in there. I try to answer every single one of them. If you guys want to chat with me and my partner, Big Draft Energy, we have launched the Guys FF Patreon. It will be pinned in the comments. It will be in the description. All year long, we talk trade advice, roster reviews. You get, show pertinence to the top, everything you guys do with us. They are payable tiers. It is a premium Discord. We almost have 100 members, and we're helping everybody out daily. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for the support there, too. And another shout out to our sponsor, DraftersFantasySports.com. If you guys have not signed up on Drafters.com, make sure you use promo code SLEAZE. It will match your deposit up to $100. There's still some best ball drafts left to be had. We have one more day. They do an in-season half draft as well. You do DFS daily drafts, also pick'ems, everything like that. We drop in the Discord as well, guys. And let's dive into my top 10 kickers and defenses for week 1 because, yes, they are still relevant in leagues in fantasy football. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my kicker and defensive ranking board. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to redo the designs for it, hopefully here for week 2. I've just been grinding to get everything out, so I haven't got to it. But at the top tier, baller tier and tier 1 is going to be the kickers. Tier 4, tier 5 is going to be the defenses. And in the middle between 2 and 3, I'll put one streamer each that I like this week. And what I look for when I'm looking for kickers, right? So I'm looking for grunge matchup games, division rivals, high-powered offenses, dome games, and, of course, mile-high stadium, right? Because the ball travels further in mile-high stadium. And when I'm looking at the defenses, I'm looking matchup-based. I'm looking division-based. I'm looking new additions. We'll talk a couple additions that defenses have that I like. And the DFS plays I really, really like this week as well. Now, starting off with kicker number 1, how can I not put Brandon Aubrey up there? I know they're going up against Philly. I know it could be an ugly game, but this guy still can kick from almost 70 yards. He's probably going to be my kicker number 1 every single week because they're kind of in a Cincinnati Bengals situation here in Dallas. They're kind of in a, we're not going to run much, we're going to pass much, or we're going to pass a ton. And we've lost Micah Parsons. We let him go to the Green Bay Packers, so our defense is going to be hurting even more. We're going to have to score at will. So anytime they're in range, you could literally see the Cowboys kicking a field goal from anywhere this season. Brandon Aubrey is going to be a monster play. Number 2, Cameron Dicker, the kicker. Again, here's your grunge match. Here's your division, Chiefs, Chargers game where they're usually like 23-20. And you're in Sao Paulo, Brazil. There's no home team here. We're hoping that the field is not as bad as last year it was for Jordan Love and the Packers when they were out there because that was super ugly. But you've already seen this guy in the preseason. You know his accuracy level. You know this guy is one of the best kickers in the NFL. And with the Jim Harbaugh run game control here, the offensive line, they should be honestly be able to move the ball into field goal range like 70-80% of their drives. Number 3, Kaimi Fairbairn, SoFi Stadium, the LA Rams, and the Texans are, again, this is another situation you have to pay attention to. They're not going to have much of a run game, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. They let Kaimi kick from 50-plus a ton of times last year. You're going up against the Rams. It's going to be great field, indoor, little roof SoFi Stadium they got out there. And it's going to be a game where every point matters for them, just like the Cowboys. And they're going to be kicking whenever they need to get all the points they can. I like Kaimi Fairbairn as my kicker 3 this week. Number 4, the preseason darling, Cam Little. This guy straight bombed a 70-yard field goal in the preseason. How can I not put this guy in my top 5 going up against the Carolina Panthers, who gave up 7,000-plus yards last year in a total defense that was absolutely terrible? They didn't get anything, didn't make any moves in the offseason really to help a couple of DNs in the 2nd and 3rd round. I don't think that's going to make much of an impact to help this defense. And the Panthers, they're going to score here. They're going to need to be scoring at will. And I like Cam Little as my kicker 4. Number 5, something we talked about, Mile High Stadium, man. Will Lutz, they're at home. They're playing against the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward, I feel like, is in for a nightmare game. This could be the Denver Broncos controlling the whole thing, absolute domination. And Will Lutz is going to be my kicker number 5. And he's probably going to put up more than 10 points. Kicker number 6, Evan McPherson. And if you see a trend here, guys, here's the trend. So you have the Cowboys, you have the Texans, and you have the Bengals. Right? All three of these offenses are going to need to just score. I'd say the Texans defense is obviously very good compared to the Bengals and, Cowboys. But you're going up against Cleveland. Your defense is going to stink regardless all year long. Money Mac had kind of a down season last year. I expect him to bounce back, and I like him to kick another 10-plus point game here for the Bengals here. Number 7 is Jake Bates, the extra point machine last year because the Lions scored so many touchdowns. Are they going to get that same touchdown number with Ben Johnson gone? Sorry, I got the hiccups. And I don't think so. I think it's going to be a regression for the Lions. I think that may help Jake Bates in the season. I have him ranked a lot higher on the season than I do in this week because I purely don't like this matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. I think if Micah Parsons takes the injection with his back injury they're talking about and he gets out there, him and Rashawn Gary are going to get home so much on Jared Goff that I think it will help Jake Bates, but I just don't like it as much as I like Jake Bates in other games. Number 8, Chase McLaughlin, Tampa Bay going up against the Atlanta Falcons. And here's where you get your first little look at a dome game, right? You could possibly, I thought about throwing Younghoe Koo in there as a streamer, but I'm going to stick with the Chase McLaughlin side because he kicks tons of field goals, and Baker Mayfield's going to drive them down there a lot because the Atlanta Falcons struggle versus the pass heavy. Now, we talked at the beginning about grunge games. This is the grunge game of the week, right? This Chris Boswell could be higher, honestly, in my opinion. It's tough to rank out these kickers between 6 to 10, right? But you got this game at 38.5 over under. You're at the Jets Stadium. Aaron Rodgers, now your quarterback. Not a lot of wide receiver weapons outside of DK Metcalf. You do have Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. Jalen Warren gets the starting job according to the depth chart over Caleb Johnson, which I think is crazy. And it could be a 3-4 field goal kick game here for Boswell. It's going to be this defensive grunge matchup. This is where you look for your kickers to thrive. And we're going to stick with the same thing here in number 10. We talked about this grunge matchup with Cameron Dicker and Harrison Butker in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I think it's going to be more of a kicking game than it is a touchdown game on the Chargers and Chiefs side. So I have Harrison Butker at my kicker number 10. And streamers. So this is my number 1 streamer, and he's probably available on your waiver wire right now. Something you should look into if you don't have one of these top 10 kickers on my board right now. And I talked about it at the beginning. You look for high-powered offenses and high-scoring games. Vegas has us at 50.5 over under. The Bills-Ravens game, Sunday Night Football. And it's going to be the rookie Tyler Loop because you're going to have the Ravens offense. You're going to have a massive high-scoring game. I almost put Tyler Bass up here as well. I just don't trust that guy. He's burned me too many times. And I want to see what this rookie can do. And you've seen him already. He can kick from 50, 60. And when you have Lamar Jackson, Henry, Zay, Mark Andrews, and their powerful defense that they upgraded this year, he's going to get a ton of attempts this year and could be a really, really special kicker. If he's on your waiver wire, definitely go snatch him up. Heading down to the defensive side, that is the top 10 kickers plus the streamer. Number 1, Denver Broncos. I've been talking about it in all my videos. I think Cam Ward is in for a nightmare game 1. Like, how bad could they set this guy up in week 1 to send him to Mile High against the number 1 rated defense? You could say number 2 if you wanted in the Denver Broncos. They're going to absolutely eat Cam Ward alive. And look, this is why Will Lutz is up there, and this is why the Denver Broncos defense is up there, because both of them are going to smash this week. The grunge match, and this is again what you look for. This is why you have the Steelers and the Jets. You have the Steelers at 2, the Jets at 7. This is the low-scoring game of the week at 38.5. It could be even lower to me in some ways. And you're going to have the 3 corners all over Garrett Wilson, the massive, probably the best trio in the NFL corners the Steelers have. Sauce Gardner going to be out there on DK Metcalf as well. TJ Watt's going to be bearing down. This is going to be just an ugly, ugly game where both these defenses, if they're out there, could give you a 8 to 9 possible touchdown play here in this game because it's going to be an ugly game. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. Going to be a newly improved defense, and you get your first matchup versus Spencer Rattler. How can you not like this at all? I know Kellen Moore is there. I do like Chris Olave and Shaheed for garbage time points every single week, and the Saints will be playing in pass-heavy mode regardless of who the quarterback is. But when Spencer Rattler's out there, if the Cardinals are on your waiver wire, this is a smash week one of my favorite DFS plays as well. Number 4, the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel, defensive mind, comes in, revamp the defense, revamp the O-line, and you get the Raiders traveling East Coast on an early game. This is where West Coast teams struggle. Look behind me. I'm a 49er fan. I've been dealing with this for 20 years. Every time we travel west, we just play like dog shit. I can't explain it. And I think that's what's going to happen with the Raiders here. And I think the Patriots are a very, very good week one play. Number 5, and this is just because the defense is so damn good. I really don't like the matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're just such a good defense. I mean, you get the Dallas Cowboys. You get George Pickens. You get CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Jake Ferguson. It's going to be a pass-heavy Dallas attack. The game is tomorrow. I cannot wait for the NFL kickoff to get here. I mean, I'm not really that excited to start the Eagles defense in this game. They're just so good that they have to be up here. Number 6 is going to be the Minnesota Vikings, and the turnover machine defense is going to be going up against Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson on Monday Night Football. And I just have a bad feeling about these Bears in week one, man. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm rooting for Caleb. I'm rooting for Ben Johnson. I mean, this is Harrison Smith's last dance. He's a ball hawk out there as well. The Vikings defense, whenever you own them, you have to play them just because the turnover sack rate they force. Number 8, the Houston Texans. The number 3 defense for me ranked on the season. They are going up in a very tough matchup against the LA Rams. You are going to have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua to deal with. Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford out there healthy. But with the pass rush the Texans bring, the Rams O-line is finally back healthy since last year. It was absolutely decimated with injuries last year. But Stafford has a back injury. So how much mobility is he really even going to have at age 37? Is it going to be quick snap, quick reads? It's going to be tough to see. We have to wait. But I do like the Texans as my number 8 defense heading into week one here. Number 9, bang, bang, Niner gang, San Francisco 49ers. Robert Saleh out here leading the charge. Finally back as a defensive coordinator. Michael Williams drafted in the first round to go with Bosa. They are going to wreak havoc on the ends on the Seattle 30th ranked offensive line. I know that Kubiak brings in the run scheme, and he's been part of the McVay tree, and he knows all this. Shanahan tree, I get that. I just don't buy their offensive line is anywhere near as good as people think, and I think the 49ers are going to eat them up this week. Number 10, the Green Bay Packers, and the matchup would look bad to you. You're looking at the Detroit Lions. They scored points at will last year, top offense. They still have all their weapons. You got Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Isaac Tesla breaking out, Sam Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery, Jared Goff. What they don't have is an offensive line. Frank Ragnow retires. Kevin Zeitler goes to the Titans. Taylor Decker's beat up. And now you're going up against probably the 2 best pass rushers in Micah Parsons if he plays, and Rashawn Gary out there as well. The matchup is rough, but the Packers were the 3rd fantasy scoring defense last year, and it's like people forget that this defense is nasty. And they're at home. I think the Packers are going to absolutely mop up the Lions in week one, and I have them as my defense 10. And when the matchups get better, I will put the Packers even higher. The DFS play of the week, and one of my defensive plays that I really, really like, not because the matchup, but because they're going to create points. And that is the New York Giants. So, yes, they're going up against the Commanders. Yes, Terry McLaurin, Debo are out there. McLaurin off the holdout. I'm kind of staying away from McLaurin for the first couple of weeks of the season here because that's what happens with old guys. But this front 7 for the Giants, guys, may be the best in football. They are going to create sacks on sacks on sacks on sacks on fumbles. And it is going to be beautiful to watch. Abdul Carter is going to be a specimen in year one. And look out, man. Jaden Daniels, week one, he's going to be running for his life. I'm telling you, I know the Giants aren't sexy at all, but their defensive front 7 is absolutely nasty. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my top 10 kickers, top 10 defenses. Before we head out, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. I'll be bringing you content all year long. I'll be live Thursday Q&A show, Sunday Q&A show before kickoff, Monday as well. recap, talking some Monday Night Football. And all my rankings are out, guys. You want to see the videos before. Tight end, wide receivers, running backs, kickers, all those are out for week 1. My goal is to have everything to you guys that you need before the Thursday kickoff this season. It is going to be tough, but I'm going to grind it out as much as I can to get it ready for you guys. Now, as always, guys, the Guys FF Discord is there. DraftersFantasySports.com. If you haven't signed up, shout out to Drafters. Make sure you use promo code SLEEVES. It'll match your deposit up to $100. My next 2 videos are going to be my smash starts, 8 players, 2 at each position that are outside my top 10 overall rankings. That if you need to throw into your lineup, I love for smash starts based on the matchup they have. I'm going to give you some sleeper plays, and these are going to be like legit sleeper plays. I see some videos where I don't really believe they're sleeper plays, but that's going to be my next 2 videos coming, guys. That is it for me, man. Thank you guys for listening. Sleazebomb out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.